Leganes and Athletic Club went head-to-head on Matchday 7 at Butarque. This game was actually played a week earlier than scheduled due to Athletic Club's Europa League duties down the line. There was a nice touch ahead of kickoff as former Leganes and Athletic Club player Javier Eraso was given a commemorative shirt to celebrate the occasion of his two sides going head-to-head once again in the top flight. It was a game in the first half where Athletic Club really struggled to progress and create clear-cut chances going forward. Leganes were playing with a back five on the day with two men up front in Miguel de la Fuente and Sebastián Aller, and they both had a chance each with this double effort. It really was the clearest chance of the first 45 minutes, a chance that came after a lovely bit of individual skill from the Ivory Coast international. He would set up Miguel de la Fuente, would have the first shot, and then Aller was denied. Same too as his teammate by Aguirre-Zabala. Athletic Club were mostly close in the first half from set pieces. This, in fact, for Mikel Vesga, was their best chance in the opening stages of the game. A midfielder who had previously spent a season on loan at Leganes from Athletic Club a few years ago now. Álvaro Jaló was making only his second start since joining Athletic Club in the summer. He was leading the line through the middle. Nico Williams was playing out wide on the right, although on this occasion they had temporarily swapped positions. Jaló with the only shot on target of the first half from the visitors. Nico Williams felt fairly uncomfortable playing out wide on the right for the majority of the first period, to the point where he constantly kept moving over to the left, where his teammate Alex Berenguer was. It was Berenguer here who would try his luck, but would fail to hit the target. Borja Jiménez was watching on with a very serious look on his face. Obviously, Leganes coming into this one winless in their last three LaLiga fixtures, having lost their last two as well, but they hadn't scored in any of those three games either. There was also cause for concern for Athletic Club, as after this challenge in the first half, Nico Williams was replaced at half-time. Later on, though, he would appear to be back on the bench, smiling and laughing, so we can only assume that it wasn't necessarily a serious injury, just a precaution. The change to bring on Gorka Guruzeta in his place at the interval. Images now of the second half, and Leganes tried to take the lead early into the second period. Miguel de la Fuente with the shot, but was unable to keep the effort down, sending the ball high and wide over the crossbar. It was Cisse who would pick him out. Athletic Club would actually take no time at all to start making changes. Just 10 minutes into the second half, two more would come on, Iñaki Williams and Oyan Sancet. It's worth pointing out that Ernesto Valverde had made 6 changes to the side that beat Las Palmas away at the weekend in an attempt to share the minutes around. Beñat Prados would also come on for Mikel Vesga. Ernesto Valverde not wasting too long to bring on his guaranteed players that he's seen play at their best this season. Unai Núñez was one of those players coming into the starting 11. He was making his second debut for Athletic Club, and he came close to scoring an own goal after the ball was played in by Miguel de la Fuente. His attempted clearance just went behind him and came off the post. You can see it here. Rossier with a good ball into space for the former Deportivo Alavés striker de la Fuente. And Núñez was very close that the post was there to save his blushes. Roberto Lopez was next up, but his shot would go nowhere near causing any trouble for Aguirre-Zabala. Leganes seemingly looking like they were inching closer to their first goal in 3 games. Or 4 games for that matter. As Berenguer would then pop up at the other end, but it was blocked by a good sliding tackle from Jorge Sainz. Berenguer would go on to play the entire 90 minutes because on the hour mark, Íñigo Ruiz de Galarreta was replaced by Ander Herrera. So if you count the change at half-time, it took Ernesto Valverde just 15 minutes into the second half to make all 5 of his changes. 4 after that change for Nico Williams at the break. So clearly he wanted a reaction, and he almost got one from Dani Vivian. This overhead kick coming off the crossbar. However, it was called up for offside. Had the ball have gone in, it might have been given another way, as we quickly saw Nico Williams there already back on the bench after being substituted. Dani Vivian going for the spectacular. And Dani Vivian would still have a big role to play in this game, as after that acrobatic finish, Athletic Club would keep on pushing forward. This cross from the right was just met by Iñaki Williams, but it was cleared away for another corner. A good ball in from the right from Andoni Gorosabel. Athletic Club looking to secure back-to-back victories for the first time this season. And just to do that, minutes after his overhead kick, Dani Vivian, thanks to a lucky deflection, would give Athletic Club the lead. Catching this second ball on the half volley, and it took a deflection of Jorge Sainz, and it would find its way past the goalkeeper Juan Soriano. Most of those involved in the goal were the players Ernesto Valverde had brought on off the bench. Guruceta with technically the assist, and as the shot was on target, despite the touch, the goal will be given to Dani Vivian, his first of the season. And Athletic Club really upped the tempo, but Leganes, almost straight after kickoff, had a free kick, and the ball was whipped into the box for Sebastián Haller. And he was able to put the ball just past Julen Aguirre-Zabala, but he was also just offside. He'd already had a goal ruled out by the offside flag in Leganes' last game, a 2-0 defeat away to Real Betis, and it was the same here for him. Offside by quite some margin. Darko Brasanac was then replaced by Juan Cruz, and Jorge Sainz would come off, replaced by Renato Tapia. Leganes, ahead of this game, only one victory from their opening 5 games, and it looked like they were staring defeat in the face once more. Juan Cruz would put this shot on target, though. A simple effort for Aguirre-Zabala, who was looking to pick up his second clean sheet of this season, as he is temporarily Athletic Club's #1 during the long injury and recovery that Unai Simon is dealing with. Luckily for him, though, at the other end, Iñaki Williams would score his first goal of the season to make it 2-0. A good ball in from the right from Gorosabel, and the man who'd come off the bench to take over the captain's armband as well would open his account for the season with a very good finish. He was just onside there and poked the ball past Soriano at his front post. A very smart finish from Iñaki Williams, the man who scored, I should say provided, a hat-trick of assists at the weekend. This time he scored and got his name on the score sheet. Sebastián Haller would then make way for Diego García, and Munir El Haddadi would come on for Roberto López. Borja Jiménez actually opting not to make his 5th and final change on the night. Athletic Club, as we say, had made all 5 of theirs within the first 15 minutes of the second half, and they'd worked. Leganes would ask for a late penalty here from Iñaki Williams on Renato Tapia. Referee said there was nothing in it, as it was just Williams clearing the ball away. Leganes did almost have, though, a late consolation goal. Diego Garcia's shot was deflected onto the post. As we see there, a mistake at the back from Unai Núñez. He made up for it, though, by blocking the effort. Franqueza would then tee up De La Fuente, who had overall a very positive performance, but he just couldn't add a goal to his performance on the night. Still looking to open his account in the top flight this season. Leganes, though, would end up losing the game, and it's now 3 consecutive defeats on the bounce for them. Unai Núñez close to a goal on his second debut in the final minutes of the game. Athletic Club comfortably looking to close out the performance. Good free kick into the box, though, regardless. Berenguer would also have a crack late on in stoppage time, looking to make it 3-0, but Soriano was on his toes. It's now 4 games without a goal for Leganes, as Juan Cruz was also unable to hit the target here. Was a bright spark since coming off the bench, the former Betis winger, but still unable to cause any trouble for Aguirre Zabala. 2-0 at Butarque was the final score, as Athletic Club got the better of Leganes.